Welcome back to the Sad Dad Games podcast. Today we'll be doing the top 5 games that we played this year for each of us. I'm Shan.
I'm Eric.
I'm Tucker.
I'm Emerlie.
Gosh, thanks for looking up from your phone, Tucker.
Just,
He's literally phoning it
in. Hang on, you guys. I'm going to be Tucker here for a minute. I just got things to do. Boo, boo, boo. You guys just let me know when you're ready, and I'm going to...
I made a mistake and downloaded Flappy Dunk again.
Tucker, put your phone away. Give us like at least 80% of your attention.
And now Flappy Dunk is Tucker's top game of the year.
The list has changed. Oh man!
All right. Well, I'm going to pass it off to Eric. He's going to take over for this episode.
So this was an idea that I thought would be fun. Since it's Game Awards season, we're getting really close to the Game Awards. I think by the time this airs, it might be the same day or right around the time of the Game Awards. And we're excited. Lots of good games nominated. So I thought it would be fun for us to each pick our top 5 games of the year and count them down, so that you guys can know our 5 favorite games of the year. So how it's going to work is each of us have picked our own 5 games. Some of the games on our lists might be the same as the games on other people's lists. And so we didn't try to make sure we all had different games. We just picked our top 5 favorite games each. We're going to count them down, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. So what the criteria was is I asked everybody to come up with their top 5 games, and the games need to have released in 2025. And if for some reason you hadn't played 5 games, new games that had released in 2025, then you could pull from other games that released in previous years, but maybe you played for the first time this year. So I think a lot of these games will be games that came out this year. Some of them won't, but we just want to talk about our favorite games of 2025. So we'll get right into it. All right. So starting us off, we're going to go round robin. We're going to do all of our in order. Our 5th game on the list, we're going to start with Shan, and then we'll go around the circle. We'll each do our games, and we'll take a minute to talk about why these games were on our list and why we think they're awesome. So game number 5, take it away, Shan.
Right. So I'm going to start with Kronos the New Dawn. I haven't finished it. I'm guessing it could be higher on the list, but this is Bloober, who did Silent Hill 2 last year? And that was one of the greatest games I've ever played. But this is, Bloober is a Polish studio. They do some of my favorite horror games. This is a Polish historical sci-fi dystopia survival horror made in the spirit of Resident Evil 1 remake. They have...
not set in outer space, contrary to what I thought. Yeah.
You take one look at it and you definitely think this protagonist is wearing a spacesuit, and it is not a spacesuit. It's a Polish, and it also looks like it has like a little clitoris as a mouth, and that is not a clitoris. So
I did not think that, and I'm never going to be able to unsee it now.
Definitely thought that.
Well, now I do. It's all I'm going to see.
I guess he's never seen one before, so there's that. It's a vagina. It's a vagina helmet. So anyway,
I don't really know how you come back from vagina helmet, Shan. Do you just really lost his train of thought there?
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm not understanding why this game is not higher up on your list.
Number 1.
I already told you why. It's because I haven't finished it yet. That's the only that's the only reason. Right. So it's the reason I started falling in love with it immediately is because I could tell that they were going for Resident Evil 1. So when you go classic horror, cult horror, there's kind of like 2 old school vibes, and it's Silent Hill or Resident Evil. And it feels like, okay, they perfected what was Silent Hill and they wanted to try what is Resident Evil, and it's more inventory management and it's scarcity of resources. It's combining of resources to make like chemicals to heal yourself and to make your weapons and your bullets and stuff like that. And so it has all of the base formula but it has mechanics to modernize it, so you can increase your well, I guess Resident Evil allows you to increase your inventory, but this has other things that, like, you can improve your weapons, you can improve your health, you can improve all these other things, and it's a little more narrative focused, and there's no puzzles, so that really bummed me out. Do not expect puzzles. It is not a puzzle survival horror. It is just a survival horror narrative light. But what makes this game cool is that these monsters, they crimson head on you. This is the coolest part. So if you don't kill them, if you don't go back and burn them, then they combine with other monsters and they absorb their abilities and they become crimson head like monsters, where they have their other abilities, and then they come back and they stomp you and they kill you and they shoot acid at you, and they're horrifying. Anyway, fantastic game. Love it. Number 5.
Super fun. I like the obvious homage to the original Resident Evil with the Crimson Heads. Very cool. So that's one I want to check out. I think that'll be a cool game. I'm gonna pick that one up sooner or later.
My
All right,
question
so
do they tell you? Because unlike Resident Evil, they didn't tell you about Crimson Heads. Did this one actually warn you if you don't kill them and burn them that they will come back?
Yes, they immediately tell you.
Okay, that's good.
I actually thought that was bad. I would have preferred to be scared shitless.
Yeah.
Emerlie disagrees with that, but
something nice about a surprise,
I think it adds to the horror of the whole thing, but this game clearly still stuck with you. It's in your top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right,
Very
so
nice.
Top 5. So my number 5 game for this year is Yooka Replayly. Yooka Replayly is a 3D action platformer. It's actually kind of like it's halfway in between a remake and a remaster of Yooka-Laylee, which came out, I think, 2017. We did an Eric's Indie Corner about it. It's a super cool game. They originally released Yooka-Laylee, and it kind of received middling reviews, and the developers were happy with a lot of things that they did, but understood that they fell short in a lot of ways. And so rather than just creating a whole new sequel for Yooka-Laylee, they decided to go back, revisit it, change some things, keep what worked, add a whole bunch of new content, and remaster what was already there. And so it's this weird amalgamation of, it's not quite a remaster, it's not quite a remake. It's them just like having a second try at a game that they wanted to really realize the full potential of. And I had such a good time with Yooka Replayly. It's an awesome 3D platformer. It's a great collectathon. It's a really good love letter to old school 3D platformers like Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64. It definitely has those vibes of like an old school collectathon platformer, but with having a lot of modern conveniences. And so I thought it was really awesome that they revisited this game, they touched it up, they polished it up, and they released it again. And I had such an awesome time with Yooka Replayly. Super, super cool game. Definitely was hard putting it this low on my list, but there were a lot of really other great games that I just barely topped out above it. But yeah, super cool stuff. All right, Tucker, if you want to take a break from your phone and playing your Flappy Duck.
Sorry. My number 5 is Mario Kart World. I have games that came out in 2025. I have played 5 of them. This was the 5th best of the 5. I think this is a great game. It really freshened up Mario Kart for me. And I want to say it makes Mario Kart a little bit more accessible. I really like 8 with the introduction of the guidance, where you can't steer off and auto go. Yeah, it makes it really accessible for a lot younger kids.
And spouses.
And spouses. Hey, you know what? Savannah learned how to drift, and she's been respectable in Mario Kart after we learned that trick.
Yeah, well, the only way I would play Mario Kart with Liz sometimes, and she would never ever play like any of the tracks where you fall off all the time, like Rainbow Road and stuff like that. Mario Kart 8, she's like, they're not fun. But then they introduced when they did Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Switch, and they made it so that they had the steering assist, and she has a great time with it. So super cool addition.
Yeah, super cool. And then I like how they redid the vehicle combinations. In Mario Kart 8, you would pick your driver, and then you pick your car, your wheels, and your glider, and they all, depending on your character, had different stats, so you could really customize it. But it felt super overwhelming for casual players and new players, and so I really like how they kind of kept this rider car or driver car combination changes. They made it really easy in Mario Kart World to just do, just one character, one cart. Those are your stats,
and you're off.
And you're off. And so probably I could see the more serious Mario Karter racers thinking Mario Kart World was a bit of a downgrade. I think it's opened it up to be a lot more accessible. And then the open world, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it with the trailer, and it is oddly addicting. You can just wander around and not even realize hours have passed. Yeah, that's number 5.
I want to point out Mario Kart World. Remember how Mario Kart 8, Eric was a real bitch to play with, and it was super annoying?
I was too good at it.
Because he never stopped playing it. Well, I went to North Carolina and we played it a Mario Kart World a bunch, and Eric sucks ass at it.
I'm not good at it. There's something different about Mario Kart World, and I like playing Mario Kart World, but I'm not good at it. It's not something I'm good at.
I was beating him every time, and I had just played it at
time.
It was
most of the
100% of the time.
No, I beat you like once.
Yeah, it was every single time I beat him. It was insane. I had a natural talent over him, and I don't know where that came from. Anyway, I love Mario Kart World because of this.
In video games, you're like, oh, I'm better than Eric at this.
I didn't even try.
You just got to pick the right genre. There's plenty of games I'm not good at.
Games, you're glorious.
I'm it. That's it.
Good spot.
Yeah. If you ever want to boost your self-esteem, you just play any first-person shooter with me, and you'll feel great about yourself. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Number 5 for Emerlie.
Okay, this is a random one. I haven't played all games that, or enough games that have released this year, so some of these are games that I don't know when they released. It's called Milkmaid of the Milky Way, and it is a completely random indie game that I found. I basically I got the Switch.
Wait a minute. There's an indie game that I haven't heard of? I've never even heard of this one.
It's so, go look at it. The graphics are, it looks like it's made in Microsoft Paint. But it was made by one single guy and it's like, I think 1500s Sweden, and it's like up in the mountains, and you play a milkmaid. And then you get abducted by aliens on accident because they're trying to steal your cows. And so you end up having to try and rescue your cows from this ship.
Oh my gosh, I added it to my wish list right now. Like, how have I not heard of this? This sounds great.
Right.
Sounds like right up my alley.
It was made by Norwegian developer Mattis, where a milkmaid named Ruth follows her cows onto a spaceship to rescue them, leading to an intergalactic adventure filled with puzzles, hand-painted backgrounds, and pixel art. So it's a pretty short game, but you kind of go around and you're trying to solve all these different puzzles, or you pick up items, and it's like, okay, well, you find a ladle out. I think it's like you find a ladle near the beginning of the game, and you have to use that as a handle to try and turn butter, stuff like that, because you're trying to make the butter.
So it's like a 3D DOS game.
Well, I was gonna say, maybe. It looks like a point and click adventure game.
Yeah, it's
like
a point and
Myst
click
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was completely random, and what it was when I got the Switch 2, I couldn't afford any games, and I was really excited, and I went from having a Switch Lite and not having that many game options, and when I got the Switch 2, I was finally discovered the Nintendo eShop, and I was looking around, and I couldn't afford anything, and I think I was stuck at a cabin or something. So I bought all of these little micro games, and that's what this was. I bought it on sale. I think it was $2 to $3 at the time, and it was so fun.
Well, it's only $6 not on sale, so yeah.
There you go.
It's still a great
because it's only made by one guy. But I was pretty impressed by it, and even though I only played it within the last 6 months, I already want to play it again. So I don't know, completely random.
Well, you sold me. It's on my list.
Another indie game, and I'll actually be able to contribute with actual experience with this indie game.
All right.
Okay.
Well, number 4,
That's-
Shan.
All right. Well, this is going to be me cheating, but Still Wakes the Deep actually came out last year, but there was a DLC that came out this year called Siren's Deep. Have you heard of this game? Still
No.
Wakes the Deep?
I'm learning all sorts of things today.
Yeah. So this is the thing on an oil rig.
Oh,
How's that for a pitch?
son of a bitch, I'm in.
Fantastic.
It's an on-rails narrative of you get stuck on an oil rig. Everybody kind of like either leaves or gets turned into eldritch horror monsters, and you're trying to prevent, I don't know, you're trying not to die, I guess. And slowly the monster and the thing, it's like the thing. It's the thing, right? And slowly you end up at the end of it looking into the to the cosmic horror, and I don't want to give it all away, but it's a first person atmospheric cosmic surreal eldritch horror. And it's just, I had realized that, well, it's just like, it's claustrophobic, it's atmospheric with the rain and the clouds and the water splashing up against you, and just like, and then you got the metal and the rust and and just like the sounds of everything hitting the metal, just like everything about this is the absolute perfect setting for a horror. And I was surprised that this hadn't been used before. And the writing was actually pretty good. I really liked the writer on this. He has some experience. So, but the DLC sucks ass. I don't know if it's not even the same person or not, but don't play the DLC. The pitch for the DLC is like you come back as this person's daughter, the protagonist from the original game, and you go diving into the water and like a couple decades into the future, and you're undigging the what happened on the oil rig, and the narrative sucks ass. It's so bad.
Bummer. Well, sometimes studios will, like, if they have a big DLC pack, they'll have a secondary studio work on that. That's happened before with
Like
large
Resident
games.
Evil 2 and 3.
Yep. Yeah. I'm thinking also the Arkham games, the Batman Arkham games, they did that for Arkham Knight, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Haven't heard of that one before. Learned all sorts of cool things today. All right. So my number 4 game of the year is actually a game that also it released on the very same day as my number 5 game. Absalom is a beat 'em up roguelite adventure. And if you had told me at any point in my life that a roguelite game would appear on any top 5 list of mine ever, I would not have believed you. It's a genre that I have typically bounced off of and not really enjoyed, but Absalom is incredibly enjoyable. It has a perfect feedback loop of gameplay and trying like one more run. It's a perfect balance of when you fail, it doesn't feel frustrating or like you're losing progress and getting kicked back too far. It balances gaining permanent upgrades with like upgrades that are specific to just that run so that you don't feel like you're losing too much progress when you die. And it's just damn fun to play. Like it's incredibly smooth gameplay, really awesome art style and animation, phenomenal music, really fun characters, an interesting story. It's a beat 'em up game that I just completely took me by surprise how much I enjoyed it. It's an absolutely fantastic game. If you have even a passing interest in beat 'em ups, you owe it to yourself to try Absalom. It's one of the very best I've ever played. How I had heard it described is that it's like Hades mixed with Golden Axe, which is like a old fantasy beat 'em up. And I think that that's pretty apt. It's got a good structure like Hades, the good roguelike structure, but really, interesting layered combat that's easy to pick up but difficult to master. Had a great time with Absalom. Super, super awesome game. Again, hard to put it this low on my list, but there were just a lot of other great games that came out this year. All right. Tucker, number 4.
Number 4. Sorry, I keep on forgetting I'm after you, Eric.
Gotta pause Flappy
4.
Duck. Yeah.
My number 4 and number 3 were very close. It's not going to be a popular opinion once you hear number 3. But number 4 was Donkey Kong Bonanza. Super fun. We've talked about this game before on our channel, but
We'll do it again. Maybe they haven't seen that episode. Yeah.
Well, go back and watch it. I don't want to repeat myself. No, my one complaint with it was the learning curve. Not a learning curve, just the difficulty on it. It is ridiculously easy, which is great for newer players, but I want a little bit more challenge. I don't really like 3D platformers in general, for the most part, but give me a little bit more challenge. I lived through Super Mario Sunshine. I can handle.
I can do it. Yeah. And then just the physics of the game, just being able to smash through anything, was super cool. Lended its hand to some really, really cool puzzle solving elements. And yeah, there's one level where you're diving through a layer of trash. That's the entire layer is just trash. It's just garbage. Yeah.
And I had a blast with this because you can just break through stuff. Super fun. It's above Mario Kart World just because I had a little bit more fun with it. And you have the Donkey Kong rap on a record player throughout the whole game, which is
game of the year. Yeah.
Donkey Kong. And then there's Ooh Banana, which I heard Shan's daughter say, and it was the best thing in the world.
Same. I played that one with my girls, and every time, oh, banana. I'll never get tired of oh, banana. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the end boss, I'm not going to spoil anything, was a very pleasant surprise, both in the boss and the boss fight, and then also the difficulty really ramped up at the end.
It has a pretty steep right at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. But it made the boss fight feel like a boss fight, like a real boss fight, like a boss fight of old. It took me multiple tries and a lot of trial and error then figuring it out. So I really liked it.
Yeah, I liked a lot of Bonanza. I think it, so spoiler, it didn't make my top 5 list because I think Donkey Kong Bonanza is a very good game, but it just, the gameplay loop of just smashing everything and getting bananas wore itself a little bit thin towards the end. I think it's a very fun game, deserves all the credit, super well designed, just fell a tad short for me to make it on my list. But I that's a good solid pick. Big fan.
Yeah, my favorite part of the game was just the design direction. It was like a synthwave, deco, pop art, funk fusion that was so specific and so modern retro. It took such a cohesive vision to pull that off, and that was what I adored about it.
Yeah, very, very fun vibe.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well,
Emerlie, cool. Number 4.
Okay, number 4. And I'm surprised this one ended up so low, but Silent Hill F. That actually did come out this year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
just above Milkmaid.
Just above. Yeah. I loved I love Silent Hill, and I really loved Silent Hill F, and the Japanese and the body horror and all that stuff. I think it was fantastic. I think it would. We've talked about this. It would have been better as a standalone game versus in the Silent Hill universe. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed it, but because it's not a game I see myself replaying again and again anytime soon, like maybe give it at least a year, maybe I'll pick it back up and play it again. It's just not one that I would play on repeat like I would with the other games that are higher on my list.
Yeah, it's a fantastic horror and body horror game. It's not a fantastic Silent Hill game.
Yes, and that's what knocked it down a little bit lower too.
All right.
That and and like I said, the desire or the lack of desire to replay it again.
Solid choice. All right, so moving on to slot number 3. Shan, what's your third favorite game of the year?
Split Fiction, and not only just because like it's got a lot of very like I don't know how many different mechanics and different gameplay loops that they had to crack in order to make this game fun. So just a lot of creativity poured into this, and the writing, they had to explore sci-fi and fantasy ad nauseum to mine all of these different tropes and stuff to make it endlessly fun for a full narrative. But the most important thing was balancing this for any level of player and getting two people on a couch to just have fun for like 15 or so hours and constantly talking and not frustrated at each other and laughing all the time. And so they're just constantly putting you in hijinks and then giving you what the hell moments that have you reeling. And so it's really just because I had a great time with my wife playing it.
Yeah, I like the idea of couch co-op a lot. I think that a lot of games go for online co-op, and so it's refreshing to see couch co-op be a focus of things. It's not a game that I've played before. I know that it's a great game and it's on my list, but couch co-op, underrated. Don't get enough of that. All right. So my third favorite game of the year, I went back and forth on this one and the game that I have in my number 2 slot, like just over and over and over again. I had a really hard time picking which one should go where. But for the sake of keeping my list, for variety's sake, for keeping my list a little bit different, I decided to put this one in the number 3 spot because I've had such a great time with the one that I have in the number 2 slot. I feel like it deserves it. But so my third favorite game of the year is Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 is an awesome game, basically perfect in every way. I love getting inside the weird and wonderful mind of Hideo Kojima. The stuff that he makes, it's all extremely surreal and very strange. We did a whole series about Death Stranding 2. If you want to know more about why we love that game, go watch it. But I just think it's so deeply creative and so unlike anything else. If you want a gaming experience like Death Stranding 1 and 2, those are the only games that do that. There's nothing else like them at all. And I had an incredibly enjoyable time dissecting the narrative and playing it on the podcast and just, figuring out the really strange and interconnected lore of this game and just trying to understand what in the world was going on in Hideo Kojima's mind while he was coming up with some of this stuff, because it's just completely batshit bonkers. But it all has rhyme and reason to it. It seems crazy on the surface, but when you dig in and try to understand it, it's all very deliberate and it all makes sense. And it comes together in an incredibly fulfilling story and is such a unique gaming experience. Absolutely love Death Stranding 2.
So my number 3 is also Death Stranding 2.
Oh, surprised. I thought that would be number 2. That's why
yeah. But for all the same reasons that Eric said, I didn't quite have the same after visceral effect that Death Stranding 1 gave me. So that's a big reason why it would drop down to number 3 for me pretty quickly. Super fun game. Loved it. We had a great discussion about it. But from the overall themes, this game hasn't stuck with me as much as the first one did. There are some very visceral moments in that game that are up there on my favorite video game moments. And then, just the madness.
Whatever could you be talking about? Yeah.
There's like 30 of them in that game.
It's so good.
And like Eric's reactions to all of them, because he was behind all of us playing it, was fantastic.
That game, man. That game.
Yeah. So don't want to dive too much into the same things that Eric talked about, but it's great.
All right.
Cool.
Number 3 from
Number
Emerlie.
3. Mario Kart World. I love that game way too much. It's so fantastic. You know, I find myself picking up that game all the time. I think I did several tracks last night. You know, it's not every single day, but a lot of days, like, I'll just pick it up and play a few rounds just because I need a quick break, but my brain is still going. I have spent way too many hours on free roam since I've gotten that game. Free roam was so surprising because I was like, what is this free roam? And if you guys don't, you know, anyone who's listening, if you don't know, Mario Kart World, unlike the other Mario Karts, it's actually one big map and everything is connected together. And so you can actually just free roam the whole map. And it's kind of it's not really hidden, but it's something that not everyone sees right away. At the main menu, you can just hit a button and just start free roaming. And I thought it was kind of silly. I was like, why would I ever want to just free roam the map? That sounds boring. And then I tried it and it was shockingly addicting. And you can go around the map and you can just explore anywhere and everywhere. You can find coins and other hidden things. And there are challenges. And so you can go and like turn on these challenges and it'll say, okay, you have to drive up this mountain, but there's snowballs coming down and trying to, you know, get in your way, and or there's other chaotic things happening and you have to try and drive through all these rings and get to the end before you run out of time. You have to collect blue coins. You have to do you learn like a lot of trick shots and things like that. So I love free roam. I love playing the actual tracks as well. And I just find myself picking it up a lot. And so that one surprised me. I didn't play a lot of the Mario Karts between the N64 version and this. Like, I've briefly have played like Double Dash. I've picked up 8 a few times, but I'm basically going from the N64 version to this Mario Kart, and it's just such a huge jump in quality, and it's shockingly addicting. So that made it to my top 3.
All right. Well, for my number 2, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that I took Expedition 33 out of my list because it's so obvious that everybody's going to put it on their list and we're all going to talk about it. And
So Shan really picked 6 games. He wanted to be able to pick 6 games. And so
So I'll talk about it when they talk about it.
That's
but
not on my list.
It's your number 1. It's
No, of
Tucker's
course it
number
is.
1.
Go ahead.
And it's
gonna
the list.
And it has the most nominations for the Game Awards, and it's going to win the most awards at the Game Awards. It's obvious. It deserves it. I will argue in favor of it winning all of those awards. It's amazing. Okay, but for my number 2, I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to a game I played this year that actually came out last year is Animal Well. It might be one of the greatest indie games I've ever played, period, right? So it's the guy who wrote a custom engine. It's a physics-based platformer. It's got chunky items. So now I realize how to articulate what a chunky item is. It's an item that can be used for platforming and for puzzles and for combat. So you can use it multi-contextually, and you discover how to use it as by constantly using it or just like brute forcing it in different contexts, and then happy coincidence you find out how it's used. But what's really cool is that we haven't had a lot of games with items that are physics based like this. Like, you get Zelda and you get a lot of physics based puzzles, but like 2D games especially physics based, I can't think of anything like this. So you get like a bubble wand, and you get to blow a bunch of bubbles, and you get to jump on these, and these slowly float up, and you get a slinky, and that you get to solve puzzles with a slinky that slowly slinks down. Like, you get a frisbee, and you get to throw that, and that goes back and forth, and if you jump on it, it sinks as it goes back and forth. Like, this is incredible physics. It's got handcrafted puzzles. I am a huge advocate for this. And because of this, they've labeled this game a Metroidvania, because it's a Metroidvania, but with like handcrafted, bespoke, hard puzzles. But I realized that it's really just Gen Z saying that these are hard puzzles because they're handcrafted, which is just how we were all raised back in the 90s. So welcome to our world, I guess.
It's the difference of system-based puzzles versus handcrafted individual puzzles for every instance. Yeah.
What do you mean by handcrafted puzzles? I guess I'm a little bit confused what that is.
Well, think original Resident Evil, how like you would take a like to complete a single puzzle, the puzzle would only work once, right? You would take a thing and you'd have to go do another thing, and you'd take what you got from that to go do another thing. Whereas like today's puzzles, it's like you have to solve the same puzzle like 10 different times across the game, and they slowly get harder.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. In Animal Well, the art style is beautiful. It's like a CRT neon bioluminescent look. It's the environment is highly interactive, and it's got lateral thinking puzzles. So just some great and that comes with like physics-based puzzles is that you have to challenge yourself to like think how these items work based on how they interact with the environment and stuff. So just very clever game, very challenging.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my number two.
That's one that's been on my list for a while, and I've got too big a backlog of games. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I heard literally nothing but great things about Animal Well, so I'll have to pick that one up sooner or later. All right, so my number 2 game of the year is spoiler. So Mario Kart World is not on my list. I think Mario Kart World is a very good game, but it falls short of it. It could have been the best kart racer ever, and it fell short in a couple of key ways. And so this game on my number 2 slot is everything that I wanted Mario Kart World to be. That game is Kirby Air Riders.
I knew it.
Kirby Air Riders rules. This game is so good. And I have a somewhat embarrassing confession.
Shut up about this game. That whole week he got it.
Shut up
It's
about
so
the Kirby Riders.
good. Oh my gosh, you guys, this game, it has so much meaningful content. There are races, there's city trial, there's a custom machine kart editor, there's weekly events that have been going on where every week there's different things that you can do. You can get online and play with other things. I don't normally play online games competitively with people. This is one of the first times where I've gotten online, I've engaged with the competitive online mode, and not only had a good time, but like feel uplifted and encouraged and want to do more.
Playing against children online?
Well, they're not.
You didn't have a
children.
10-year-old call you a tard?
Yeah. So I've been having an incredibly great time with Kirby Air Riders. It's developed by the same team that that's been doing the Smash Bros. Games. It's headed up by Masahiro Sakurai, who is one of the most prolific game designers of our time. He's an incredible visionary director. And it has an incredibly in-depth story mode with a story that is interesting and engaging. It's simple and frivolous because it's Kirby, but it's also weirdly epic and grandiose and presented in an incredibly impactful way. And the online city trial mode is so fun. You just are dropped into this open map and you collect power-ups and try to power up your machine. And then at the end of each 5-minute period when you're done powering up your machine, then everybody, you get to do a little event with the powered up machine that you have, and then whoever wins that event wins the thing. And so it's this unique structure. I've never played an online game mode quite like it before. It is one of the best kart racers. Hang on. It is one of the best kart racers I've ever played. It's extremely different from most kart racers. It controls very differently, but it succeeds in everything that it tries, and it tries so many weird and unique things. And I can't get enough of it. So much so that Metroid Prime 4, the day that Metroid Prime 4 came out, I played it for a half hour and I was like, I want to play Kirby Air Riders. And I went back to playing Kirby Air Riders because it's just amazing. It's an amazing game. And I have a somewhat.
It.
You should. It's so good. I have a somewhat slightly embarrassing confession.
You got the
You bought
Amiibo?
the
Are you
Amiibo.
kidding?
I knew it.
That's $100.
Are you serious?
Emerlie, you need to find a clip of me telling Eric
Oi,
he's going to buy
oi,
them.
oi, oi, oi.
I'm not. You need to place that right here.
Listen,
I
so here's what happened, and I'll tell you how they got me. So here's what happened. These Amiibos are insane. They're $50 each. That's way too much money. That is way too much money.
That's a Waddle
I
Dee.
also-
You spent $50 on a
I
I
Waddle
also
Dee.
love them. Mwah, mwah. They're so cool, and you can take them off and swap them around. They can go on their other machines. I regret nothing, and I'll
I
tell
would
you.
never
I'll tell you
spend
what happened.
$50 on a Waddle Dee.
I would,
have
and I will
never
again.
felt more vindicated in my entire life. than I
So
did
here,
when I
let
got
me tell you how they got me. So they announced that they were going to be 5 Kirby Air Rider Amiibos, which is $250 for those of you who can do math. That's an insane amount of money. And I was like, there's no way. I can't spend $250 on Amiibos. And then Nintendo did the smartest thing that they've ever done to trick Erics into buying things, is they only released 2 of them on the same day as the game. And then they were like, and then the next one's going to come out in March. And then another one's going to come out a few months after that. And then another one's going to come out a few months. So instead of it being $250, it's $50 for 5 times, which for some reason is easier for me to stomach. And I'm going to buy all of them because I absolutely adore Kirby Air Riders. I can't get enough of it. Pump it into my veins.
You know
Everyone go
that
dox
adjusted for
Eric
inflation.
and go
No,
steal
don't do
from
it.
him.
Don't do it.
You know,
Because he
adjusted
can
for
afford
inflation,
this.
you've had an aggressive pay decrease over the last several years, right?
Doesn't matter. I have my adorable Amiibos, and I won't trade them for anything.
That is crazy. But you can mix and match. I think that is pretty cool.
No regrets. Yeah, and when I have
Would
all
I
5 of
ever?
them,
No.
when I have all 5 of them, they can all sit on each other's machines, and you can scan them in the game, and then race against them, and they get harder and better as they learn more things, and they're great, and they're so freaking cute.
I think you should have a little like fake track and have those on there. And it's
I think that's a great idea.
display.
That would be cool if they came out
obviously
with
I need to do that.
Yeah.
So Kirby Air
I love that
Riders.
for you, Eric.
Thank you for being
I'm
supportive,
jealous
Emerlie.
that
I
you can-
appreciate it.
I'm
She's
jealous that you're
pandering.
willing. Yeah. No, I'm jealous that you can afford that.
I don't know if afford is the right word.
Okay.
Justify, maybe.
Okay.
There it is.
Loosely justify. But yeah, Kirby Air Riders is it surprised me in every single way. And
See, do I
it
have your
has-
wife's phone number? I need to tell her.
It's okay. I did a bunch of chores around the house, and she came home and she's like, "Wow, this place looks great." And I said, "Thanks. I spent $100 on toys and I feel guilty." So,
And then you ran away and locked the door.
yeah. So, Kirby Air Riders is my number 2 game of the year. I would kiss it on the mouth if I could. I love it.
Okay.
Okay, my
What's that?
number 2, Silent Hill F. Yeah, my favorite body horror, favorite everyday villains in a horror game, favorite intro I've ever had to a enemy in a horror game. We've talked about it before, but when they introduce you to a enemy, typically in video games,
You can
like,
spoil it. I'm
here's-
never going to play it.
Oh yeah, here's your first enemy, here's your weapon. We're going to teach you how to use combat in this game. This game says, here's the first enemy, you don't have anything, good luck to you. And so you just run away.
Go
Here's a
yourself,
big old
San
middle
Diego.
finger.
And yeah, I think the tutorial was how to dodge. And then you quickly learn that you have stamina in the game, and when you run out of stamina, you can't dodge, and then creepy mannequin lady with a knife stabs you 5 times.
Yeah,
too many
that
times.
part did suck
Yeah.
because I would keep stabbing until I overexhausted myself, and then I couldn't keep going, and then I also couldn't like backtrack or like run away and dodge, so I would just start
because
getting
you know
murdered.
every single game has given you just enough stamina to finish stabbing an enemy on your first try.
Not Silent Hill F. They don't mess around.
Yeah, so luckily in the game they give you a way to increase your cardio by sacrificing dried out toads and praying to the gods. Um, so Eric, you can make offerings and from things you find, and it gives you, I don't know, what are they called? Spirit points? I don't know what they're called. And then you can upgrade certain attributes.
It's
like your
faith.
stamina.
You earn faith.
Oh,
Just like real life.
So yeah, there's
just like real
shrines.
life.
Oh, I'm a Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
shrines, and then the shrines are where you can save the game. It's also where you can leave these offerings, these items, and then you earn faith, and you use the faith to like buy things. And one of those things is to upgrade your health. You can upgrade your stamina, which I only focused on my stamina, and then your
What
sanity.
do you need health for if they can't hit you? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I pretty much only just kept increasing my my stamina because that's the only thing that was worth it to me.
Yeah, it was. So anyway, super cool. Subverted a lot of expectations that I had for it, which was fun and frustrating at the same time. Which I'm pretty sure this game is going to be a yearly recurring game for me to play around Halloween because I had a blast during Halloween, and it's just the right level of scary and spooky. Like Silent Hill 2, first time playing it was terrified. I was on the edge of my seat. Never been more constantly scared in a game in the best way possible because you have no line of sight and you have body bags coming at you out of nowhere.
Body bag.
But subsequent playthroughs, I knew what was around. I knew where I was going, and so I could just sprint through it, and I didn't fear anything. I mean, part of it was because I had a chainsaw. And could just one hit kill everything.
I'm now chopping off Phyllis's head with a chainsaw.
But yeah, the more I think about this game, the more I like it. I think more than Silent Hill 2, not in general, just the replayability of it. Because there is no super magic weapon you get at the beginning of it that you can just run through. There's still a little bit of a challenge, and fighting the enemies.
Well, even the sacred sword has stamina. Stamina everything.
Stamina everything. But like there's a really cool, I think, ebb and flow in this game where you really do feel like you're going crazy as you're playing it, which is really fun. I haven't been that immersed in that world since Hellblade with headphones on. And so
Hellblade's a good time.
Yeah. This is a game I didn't expect to be my number 2, but the more I thought about it, it pulled a Luigi's Mansion 3 and just shot up. And so and just the length of it, I think, is perfect for a fun, spooky fall time game. And I can't get over the enemy design in this. Between the creaky mannequin stabbers and the scarecrows and the giant blob monster and the whole dark shrine. What's the world called? The
Other world? I don't know what it was called.
No. Well, in Silent Hill F, like when you're at the shrine with the fox people. What's that place called?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I'm spacing it.
Yeah, anyway, like
I don't know either.
Yeah. The enemy design there being different than the quote unquote real world was really fun, and there's a lot of dick enemies in there.
Not literal dicks.
Oh,
No.
okay. Oh, okay, good.
The body horror dick enemies.
By body horror, you mean exclusively wiener based, folks. Yeah.
Very phallic game.
Yeah.
I would say if that game gave me a gun, I would have loved it even more. Even though it didn't make sense for the time period, like I just want my gun so bad, or a chainsaw or something that I can just shoot them from a distance, and not have to get so close with like a little tiny little weapon.
Yeah. And I've never been more. Well, I have been more, but the Hinako, the main character as you play as, just her life backstory was really intriguing to me. Like James Sutherland in Silent Hill 2, like not his entire life was interesting. It was just like the story with him and his wife was interesting. But with Hinako, I wanted to know everything about her family and her life and why her friends are such dicks to her from the get-go. There's just a lot of passive aggressiveness and cryptic phrasing of things, and so I got kind of sucked into Hinako a little bit more than James Sutherland in that way. Yeah, number 2, just the more I thought about it, is just hit a lot of really good notes for a horror game, and I don't mind that it's not necessarily fitting into the Silent Hill box. Yeah, I think it could be a totally different game, and maybe may have gotten a better response, but I think as a whole it's still a great horror game.
And I think that's exactly what I had to qualify it as. It's like this, just take off the name Silent Hill and it would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Tucker, did you find it more relatable? Hinako was more relatable as a 16-year-old Japanese girl in 1950s versus the white man, James,
that was my
in America.
You don't know this about
so
Tucker,
relatable.
but he grew up as a little Japanese girl in the 1950s. So
no, thinking about it, like as a kid, I was not super confident, and so like with Hinako, it's like I think relating back to my teenage years, it was like okay, like I could kind of see that similar thing and just like. There's this uneasiness of what they think about you. Not that Hinako necessarily showcases that, but just her friends, the way they're acting. It's like I had friends that acted like that, and so it was just really.
Are those friends in the room here with us?
all of Tucker's friends were Japanese bullies. Yeah,
they're taking a lot of red and white pills.
Well, you're talking about your childhood friends, and these are your childhood friends here.
No, they're my adult friends. I didn't know them as kids.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's a little bit more of relatability there of just like being a teenager sucks. And then, of course, you're crazy. So I'm not going to try to spoil anything more than Silent Hill F.
Good point. Okay. Well, I will do my number 2, which is going to be Silksong. And I wanted to put this at number 1. I originally was going to, but I have not. I just don't feel like I've played enough Silksong, and I haven't found myself wanting to pick it up as often. I love Hollow Knight. It's in my top 3 favorite games. Obsessed. Silksong, I just don't feel like I've put enough hours into it. I got really stuck on those stupid GD birds, the bird bugs, and I finally did get past that. I know. That's the
You're
problem.
You're not going to have a great time. Yeah.
I have gotten
The
past
game only gets harder.
I know. It just, it gets so frustrating because it's like, okay, I finally got past the birds. I'm now in the ant area, the marsh area, I think. And I just have not had the desire to pick up the game. I know I'm going to pick it up. I know I'm going to play it more. I think I just have too much going on in my head. I've been playing a lot of like easier games so that I get the satisfaction of completing a game and then I can put it away and just, like go back to my work because I just have a lot of work going on right now. And so Silksong, I think it will eventually be like up there as some of my top favorite games. But right now, I'm going to put it at number 2. Just because I haven't had the desire to pick it back up.
It didn't even make
while.
Eric's list.
I am profoundly disappointed with Silksong.
Really?
I think I think that it has sacrificed too much on the altar of difficulty. It went too hard and decided that being difficult was the most important thing, which is frustrating because it is a brilliantly designed game in a beautiful world made with an incredible amount of passion. But it seems more concerned with giving me the middle finger than it does letting me enjoy the game. And that's super frustrating because I like difficult games. I like a challenge. Silksong is too much. It's just it doesn't seem interested in engaging me. It seems more interested in being challenging. And I think that I'm going to end up doing something like what Shan did, is I'm going to pick it up on PC or Steam or something, and then mod the crap out of it so that it's more digestible. Because Hollow Knight is a perfect game. I wouldn't change a thing about it. It is one of my very favorite games of all time, and is a shining beacon of game design. And I feel like they lost a little bit of that in Silksong, that they just were a little too, they wanted it to be harder than Hollow Knight as a way to appease Hollow Knight fans. But I think that they alienated people like me who want to love Silksong, but just aren't able to rise to the challenge. So maybe it's a me thing, but
no, but that is the same
it's disappointing.
Issue. It's too difficult to the point where I know if I pick it up, I'm going to have to play it for like 5 hours to get through one little area and an enemy, versus, well, I can just pick up Mario Kart and I can play a couple tracks, and that will just eat up the next 10 or so minutes, and then I can get right back to work.
Yeah.
And then like the grinding for money, because it's the rosary beads, you can't pick them off of anybody, and so it's harder to grind for them. So if you lose them, it's way more devastating.
Shan's just over here smirking like, I modded it on my Steam Deck and I had a great time.
I beat it in 1 week. Yeah. So I've got to ask you, Eric, is the magic gone?
A little bit. It's kind of a sad thing, because before Silksong, I was like, Team Cherry, yes, forever. Everything they do, I'm just going to throw my money at it. They deserve it. And now I'm like, I love the work that these guys do, but whenever they release another game, I might wait and see first, which is a huge bummer place to be.
Or just buy it day one and mod it.
Yeah, or I'll do that. I might do that too.
Damn good time, but I had to mod it. Like I said,
I want to enjoy Silksong, but it's too much. So, I didn't want this to be a negative thing. This is our top 5 games. I think Silksong is still a very, very good game that just didn't click for me the way that I wanted it to.
And like, I had regrets about modding it a little too much, but I was under time constraint with work, and so if I had the ability to go back and take like 1 or 2 more weeks, I would have put a little more challenge into it. But I still had a fantastic time, and I still had it at just the right difficulty where I died a few times on a few bosses that I thought were really fun. So
yeah,
I just like modded the shit out of rosaries. That wasn't some gameplay loop I was even moderately interested in.
I honestly think that if I could make it so that no enemies did double damage, that I think that might fix the problem for me. Like, it's that they were so close. Like, I think that might do it. And
terrain. I took off double damage terrain.
Yeah. So, not to poo-poo on your list, Emerlie, I do think Silksong is a great game. It's undeniably extremely well crafted. That is just too difficult for me.
Yeah. No, I know I love it. I need to wait till I have more of a capacity to play it.
You want to hear something annoying? Scott got 100% on it.
Shut up. Friggin' Scott.
Does he have a live?
Grinded so hard.
Did
for
he mod
so
it?
long.
He didn't mod it.
Yowza.
Wow, good for him. You know what? I'm not even mad. That's really impressive.
I'm not even mad. I'm actually quite impressed.
And he didn't rub it in anyone's faces.
Gosh, I love that guy. What a stand-up dude. Way to be, Scott.
What a guy.
Yeah.
It's like the kind of person who does it to rub it in people's faces. That's the annoying thing. And he didn't.
Yeah, he did it for pride.
Shan's rubbing it in faces, in our faces, vicariously.
And he doesn't even like hard games. He just loves that game. He's an anomaly. All right. Well,
he just likes what he likes.
All right. My number 1.
Shan's number 1. Let's hear it.
Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
Now, I personally found, based on how deep we went on the first one, that by the time I got like even a third or about a halfway through the second game, I knew exactly what was going to happen. But I thought,
well, not exactly. There were some really crazy curveballs.
well,
sorry, continue.
If you imagine the last scene on the beach,
Shan's bingo card.
That's crap.
No, okay, yes, but I knew like
broad strokes, story wise.
Broad strokes. I knew what had to happen.
Yeah.
That being said, I couldn't I couldn't deny that it had to happen. So there was no denying that he had to write that story. So even if to subvert expectations, he couldn't do that. Like, it was just too good of a story not to tell. And so I was there for the journey, and not to be surprised. And he still found a way to write every beat in a way that just kept building up and kept delivering like just more I just kept getting more invested in his world and his characters and his lore, and just the way that he can deliver spectacle like no other film or game director that I've ever seen. This guy goes bigger than anyone. And it's so grandiose and it's so weird as shit. And I don't know how yeah, go on.
There were moments in Death Stranding 2, particularly near the finale, that were so awe-inspiring and just absolutely bonkers that I remembered like welling up with tears slightly, but not feeling particularly happy or sad, just completely filled with emotional spectacle of the insane things that were happening, that it was causing my body to like shed a couple of tears, to just be like, this is so emotion. Like,
it's too big.
It's too big. It's incredible, the spectacle that he creates.
Right.
Very bold moves in the entire game.
Yeah, very bold. He's
very bold, exciting incident. The boldest I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Gosh. Well, towards the beginning, those were sad tears. Those weren't undescribed emotion tears. They were sad tears.
And the second game, it's a transformative sequel. What I love about it is that the first game tried to make a definitive statement on something that is profoundly important to him, on the theme of connection. And he takes the sequel and he takes that theme head on, connection, and he tries to deconstruct it again. And he says, do I like put through the ringer with new antagonistic forces? Does this still hold up under scrutiny? He doesn't just like rest his laurels on under perfect circumstances. Connection is the most important. It's like, well, is it still true that you have to hold on to that under inscrutable forces? And so he's challenging himself to put himself in a corner and still see if he still believes it. And that is just like great writing, great directing. He does, like, it feels like it's almost redundant to try to write the same thing, but that's not what he's doing. He's challenging himself to layer it and make it deeper and harder. And that's what I respect about him as a writer director.
Shan really respects when people go deeper and harder.
Deeper. He penetrated me. I hope I penetrated you.
Not a good enough reason to use the word penetration.
Oh man. So I have an inkling that Tucker and I have the same and Shan because he removed it from his list. So I don't want to step on Emerlie's toes and the rest of us take a lot of time gushing about our top game because I don't think Emerlie played it. So maybe Emerlie, are you okay to do your top game? And then
Emerlie, just get yours out of the way.
No, not to get it out of the way. I don't want to step on your toes. I want to give you the time to do your top game of the year before we gush about ours.
Because it's not as good as our top game.
Luigi's Mansion.
That is ridiculous. Sure, let's just get mine out of the way.
No, that's not. You're reading it wrong.
I think I'm reading it
But
right.
also, let's just get yours out of the way.
It's not how you said it, it's how I heard it.
Okay, so my top favorite this year was The Last Campfire, which was an indie game. And Eric, you need to play it.
I have that one on my list too, and I think I actually bought it because it was super cheap. I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah, so it's one of those games where
over Silk Song.
Oh, Silk Song, originally I put at number 1. I changed it and decided to put The Last Campfire first just because I've actually beat the game. That makes a difference for me. And I can't stop thinking about this game. And it's a very, very simple like indie game. So this was at the same time I played the Milkmaid of the Milky Way. I had just gotten the Switch 2 and I was just buying the cheapest games I could find on the Nintendo eShop, and I was just trying out a few of them. And so I tried The Last Campfire. I wasn't expecting anything. It was just a simple, short indie game. And so I played it. It's beautiful. I think we need a whole indie episode on it.
For sure. Yeah, as soon as I play it, we'll do an episode.
Yeah. It's very simple characters. It's very simple gameplay. But it's visually just so pretty to look at. The characters are really fun, just adorable little guys in these little cloaks. And you're just going around and you're trying to collect these souls. And you have to solve puzzles to collect the souls. And you have to bring them to these campfires where they're all gathered around the campfires. And then you move on to different areas. And you have a narrator with a really fun accent. I can't tell what it is, but a really fun accent who's narrating the whole game and narrating what each of the characters are saying. And it's so whimsical and like reading a storybook in a way. And I might have been very, very sleep deprived because I'd been playing it while I was up at a cabin. And then we did our 6-hour trip back home. And when I got home from this trip, I was so exhausted. And I was like, well, I don't feel like doing anything, unpacking, nothing. I'm just going to finish this game. And so I plugged the Switch 2 into the TV. I started playing it. I got to the end. I was hysterically bawling my eyes out. I mean, I was such a mess. It was bad. I was like on the phone with my niece. And so I had her on speaker. My husband was standing over me. And I was just crying my eyes out. And they were like,
gotta play the game.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't handle this. And they were just like, what is wrong with you? What is your problem? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm not okay. So it just like, it was an emotional gut punch for me. And again, we'll have to do a whole episode on it, but without really spoiling anything, it just reminded me of Lost in a way, but the TV show. And I thought it was just such an emotional, like heartbreaking but heartwarming ending that just made me cry my eyes out. It's so stupid, but I love this game. I definitely can't wait to play it again. It's been only a couple months, so I'm going to wait a little bit longer, but it's a good game. There, yeah, I got mine out of the way.
Well, no, it has an incredibly charming, I'm looking at screenshots now.
It is very charming.
An incredibly charming art style, lots of bright colors, and I like the cute little hooded characters, and he has this kind of like impish look to him where it's like this black figure with like white glowing eyes cloaked in a little blue. It's super cute, and this is one that actually before you had played it, it's been on my list for a while, and when you said that you'd played it, I was like, oh great, well now I've got a solid recommend. I can bump that one up on my list higher.
It's number one this year. You definitely need to bump it up.
It's got, I mean, number one, better than Silk Song, according to Emerlie. So,
well, because I finished this one, and Silk Song, I'm frustrated and can't get myself. Like, you guys have played like Death Stranding this year. You guys have played Expedition 33. I haven't been playing the big games this year. I've been playing a lot of like small indie games or just some more simple games that I can quickly play, feel the satisfaction of being done with it, and then getting right back to work. So that's just where my mind is at right now, is that I haven't been able to play the big games. So
Well,
my
I'm
list
excited
is
to
not
give
as
that one a try.
sophisticated.
Well, not sophisticated. Just no. Indie
Just
games are great.
mainstream.
Don't bad talk indie games. Yeah.
Yeah, I have less mainstream games that actually came out this year. Well, let's put it that way.
Well, our
My
Tucker
number one
and
is also an indie game.
yeah.
Technically. Yeah.
So the game that Shan excluded from his list, and the game that Tucker and I are putting at our top one, same time. 3, 2, 1. Claire Expedition 33.
Luigi's Mansion
I
3.
have to go do the full Expedition.
So Claire Obscure Expedition 33, surprising probably no one that this is at the top of our list. This game is perfect.
Nice. I got
What is
that
that,
one
Shan?
earlier. It's fantastic.
Oh.
Well, just way to step on that moment, Shan. Everybody shut up. Shan was playing Pokemon TGC on his phone. He got a cool card. Tell us about it. What is it, Shan?
I got a rainbow card Jolteon. Here,
All right.
look.
It's
It's
so pretty.
shiny.
All right, that's the end of the episode. Nothing left to say. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we have a whole was it 7 episode?
I think
arc
yeah,
about
it was
this
like
game?
7 or 8. Hang on, let me check. It's a lot of episodes.
It was a lot.
I was going to say
standard.
more than it needed, but probably not. So yeah, 7 episodes for Expedition 33, because Expedition 33 is amazing. It is probably a perfect game. I can't think of a single thing that I would change or tweak.
What system
is
is
a-
that on?
You can get it on like PS5, Xbox, like what Xbox Series, and I think PC. It's on PC, right?
Shan, do you have the physical copy I can borrow?
Of course I do.
Okay. Well, then I would like to borrow the physical copy. Thank you.
I'm
I
hoping
handed it
for
to
a
Scott. I'll
Switch
get it
2.
back.
Yeah,
No.
I'm hoping for a Switch 2 port, and I'll definitely buy it again if they port it to Switch 2.
I would say no rush on that, Shan, just because Resident Evil 9 is about to come out, and I still need to play 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah,
That's
but
exactly.
he's playing it on PC. He didn't like the resolution of it. So
Yeah, what? Yeah.
He's one of those. Yeah.
You hit the-
I take
Well,
back
and-
everything nice I said about Scott. Yeah.
and it's particularly the frame rate.
Oh,
Ugh.
no.
Yeah, but this one goes to 120.
I can't tell
Honest-
the difference.
If someone put a gun to my head and asked me to tell the difference between 120 and 60 frames per second, there's a 50% chance that I would die. I can't tell the difference. They look exactly the same to me. 30 and 60 is super noticeable, but 60 to 120, indistinguishable to my eye. They look exactly the same to me. Anyways, so Expedition 33. Tucker, why is Expedition 33 amazing? Tell us all about it.
It's so good. The music is good. The characters are good.
It's
Great.
chef's
Good job,
kiss.
Tucker.
Chef's
Yeah.
kiss. No, I think the part of this game that blows me away even to this day is how they said, "Hey, we're gonna give you a classic story structure. Psych, we're gonna blow your freaking mind with just." You think this game is one thing, then it's another thing, then it's another thing, then it's another thing, and it is just so well told. And I talked about it a billion different times, but it deserves more than one playthrough. And even then, I recommend more. I've done 3. I'm kind of itching to get back into do 4. It's so good.
Are you sure
Yeah,
you don't have testicular cancer?
I think I'd agree with Tucker that probably my favorite thing about Expedition 33, it does so many good things. It reinvents what a modern JRPG should be. It takes a genre that for me has felt kind of stale and stagnant for the last 10 years or so, and it reinvigorates it and makes it into something interesting. But the best thing that it does is the story. The story it challenges what you understand about video games, what you understand about stories, what you understand about conventional narrative, but it does it in a cohesive and understandable way so that you don't feel lost or confused or like what's going on. It is a perfectly told story that has so many oh shit moments that always feel completely earned. And I just love how at the start of the game, And at the end of the game, it feels like a completely different experience, not because the core game design philosophies or gameplay has changed, but because the narrative has taken you on such a crazy journey that you feel different about the game because of what you've experienced with those characters and with that story. It's one of the best stories ever told in a video game.
Yeah, I love when video games make you question your own morality. And this game did that. The Last of Us series does that.
Yep.
It's just like you are like, oh, what actually is right?
What do I believe?
Situation?
Yeah.
And that's to me that gives games such a high mark. Like instantly jumps up for me. I like the way Shan gauges games of just like if it makes you think about it after you've played it, like it's typically a good game. And this is one of those games where I'm constantly thinking about it, either from a gameplay perspective because it was super fun, or from a morality perspective. It's amazing.
Yeah. What I love about this game is what games are doing now. Other countries are doing now is they're no longer kind of writing American games for Americans. They're starting to write their own country's games told from their perspectives and exporting it back to us. And so this game is a French game. It's told, from their perspective, it's
so French. It's the most French.
It's as French as it can be, right?
Oh,
like
yeah, so French.
Go on.
Oh no, this just seems the right place to put it because we're talking about French. So I went on a cruise, and the cruise was during Halloween. And one guy came in dressed up as Gustave with the baguette costume.
I love it.
And he nailed it so hard. Like, I had to do a double check because he was the right build, right facial hair, and just like, it was fantastic. It was amazing.
Gustave, is it you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's how French it is each character has its own baguette outfit.
Yeah. So this is Black Myth Wukong, Expedition 33, Silent Hill F, and the game I was just talking about, Kronos, The New Dawn, Polish game in Poland. I love that everybody's doing this. But Expedition 33, it's French culture, it's French narrative, French values. But yeah, their narrative, like, the French storytelling has like a different structure to it. It has different expectations. And what I love about other countries exporting their stories is that they have, to them, it's perfectly normal the way that they tell their stories. But because we don't expect it, like they have different beats and rhythms to their storytelling that completely subvert our expectations. So when we play it or we watch it, it completely takes us by surprise. And so it's exciting to us. That's why I love that they're getting bold and they're starting to tell things from their own perspectives. This game is constantly keeping you on your feet because you have no idea how French tell their stories. And the only thing that made me more uncomfortable than anything, that I wanted to go back to my Western, like my American roots, is that we more definitively say this is what characters are thinking, and this is officially how the story concludes. Whereas in French, they love ambiguity in what characters are thinking, and ambiguity in how stories end, so that you decide how it ends, and so you're all arguing at the end of the day what actually happened. They don't actually write, like, I don't even know if the author wrote an official, like, this is how it's supposed to end. They write ambiguity on purpose so that it's art. And it's like, I want there to be an official answer to things. And it made me uncomfortable.
Interesting and satisfying, but there's a discomfort to it for sure.
Yeah, and so it's like
there's no right ending in this game is one of my favorite things, because it gives us a chance to argue about it. And
well, no, it's
fun.
not even that there's two endings. It's that even in each ending, you don't know what, how do I put this? It's like you don't know what's in people's heads. You don't know what they're thinking. You don't know like
There's
what
a lot
the
left
mechanics
unsaid and in the air.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you don't know like what the mechanics are of the world that has been created because they're not saying anything. I don't even know if you like got a sequel that they would explain everything. It's just you're not supposed to understand it.
Yeah, it's Expedition 33, not Exposition 33.
There you go.
oh,
Ayo.
perfect. All right, that's gonna do it for us today, you guys. Tucker made the perfect joke, and now we're done. So Expedition 33 is incredible. It's nominated, one of the nominees for Game of the Year, and for like a crap ton of other things. And I can't think of a single game that could have done anything better. If it doesn't clean house, like if Expedition 33 doesn't win every single category it's nominated for, it will be an injustice. It's a perfect game that does nothing wrong and does everything right. Like, no hyperbole. It's amazing. It's a transformative gaming experience. It deserves to win everything it's nominated for.
I'm really hoping that if it / when it does win Game of the Year, it really opens the floodgates for some more.
Yeah.
I guess I don't want to call them indie studios because I don't feel like this is an indie game. But
It is, though. It's an indie game.
More of these AA type games coming out to explore the creativity again, instead of having to have a blockbuster hit on every game. So we could end with 85 Call of Duties, 85 Battlefields, 85 Assassin's Creed.
55
hamburgers, 55 shakes, 55 fries, 55 potatoes, 55 pies.
55 Call of Duties.
Yes, I'm hoping we're like a PS2 era renaissance of just the amount of games that people can
Just
explore.
throwing spaghetti at the wall without
AAA
it.
studios can
buckling your
afford to be weird. Yeah, but now we can do AA studios can afford to be weird and try interesting things.
And I'm really interested to see kind of where AI can take some of the work that if we can
You're going to piss off a lot of people online.
Budgets.
They don't want to hear
I'm not
that.
saying make AI art. I'm just saying like automate the things that you can automate.
Yeah.
I don't want AI.
I agree with
games.
you,
I
but
want AI assisted games to get more titles out there that can explore things without having to have such a heavy overhead.
Hey, guess what? People online, the only people that talk are the ones that are angry about it. If you're angry about people getting laid off, guess what? AI can assist in the productivity such that you don't have to stress about things. Like, it can make it cheaper to create the game so you don't have to lay people off so much. Like, it's a good thing. It'll increase the productivity. What?
Create a game. Do it. People that are listening.
Do it. Yeah.
Prove it. Well, I'm not usually super excited for the Game Awards because it takes a million years and it's mostly just commercials for things I don't care about. But I'm kind of excited this year because I want to watch Expedition 33 win, and I want to watch the live orchestra that they have play some of the absolutely kick-ass soundtrack from Expedition 33. Like, is it the best soundtrack in a video game? Like, I don't know, but maybe. Like, it's
soundtracks can be described as gypsy jazz.
gypsy jazz.
It doesn't have the, I don't know. I think Death Stranding has like the best song, but it's not the best soundtrack. This might be the best overall soundtrack.
Yeah, there are so many good soundtracks, but Expedition 33 is something special. Its soundtrack is like, it's one that I go back to continuously. A lot of times I'll listen to a soundtrack for a game that I've been playing recently, and it'll kind of stay in my rotation for like a few weeks or a month or something. But like Expedition 33 has pretty consistently, the soundtrack has stayed in my rotation since I played it several months ago. And I imagine it'll stay there because it's incredible. Well, those are all of our top 5 games of the year. They're all great games, and you should play all of them.
Can I say my honorable mention?
Oh yeah. I forgot that I said that we would have a space for honorable mentions, and then I didn't do any of them. We should have done them earlier, but pretend that. Yes, let's hear, because I have a couple too, but let's hear yours.
Honorable mention: The Last of Us in chronological order.
Ooh, I haven't played that yet. So yeah, part 2. It like they released a version where it's like you switch back and forth between Ellie and Abby chronologically, right?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say it was amazing. I just barely played that game because my niece and I have played The Last of Us Part 2 so many times. Like, it's probably getting close to 15 times at this point combined. And every time she plays it, I'm watching her, so I've seen this game all the way through like 15 times. But anyways, yeah, they just came out with chronological order. So we both started playing it together, and then she was not around, so I continued to finish playing that one. And then I went through and played it the regular way again. But it was interesting. And I just told Shan like a week or so ago that after I beat it again, I looked at the hours I've logged, and it's like around 250 hours on the PS5. But we've also beat it a bunch of times on the PS4 before I got the PS5. But that's a lot of hours on the last one.
That's a lot of hours.
But chronological is interesting. Something to warn people is because we've played it so many times, we've upgraded everything. Absolutely everything has been upgraded at this point. We've maxed out all the guns, all of the things that you can spend your pills on both characters, everything. And so playing chronological resets all that. And we didn't know that. Wow. So that was really hard. It actually made the game a little bit more challenging. And I will say the beginning of the game is a little bit slow because all the flashbacks, there's not a whole lot going on. And it starts with all the flashbacks when they're younger. And yeah, so it was okay.
Interesting.
Try it out.
I have to give that one a try.
And then if you play New Game Plus, you do get all your upgrades back. So they actually like have it on two separate things, if that makes sense. Try it.
All right. Well, yeah, I kind of forgot that they did that, but it'd be a fun way to play the game. So I had a couple of honorable mentions for games that I played that were really, really good, but didn't quite make the list. I think Mario Kart World, very fun game, didn't quite make the list. Same with Donkey Kong Bonanza. Had a lot of fun with it, but we already talked about that a little bit already. But I played an indie game a little while ago called Pipistrello that I thought was incredible and just barely missed out on the top 5.
Pipistrello. Yeah, that's the one we had a huge argument on how to pronounce
it. About how to say it. Because it's I think it's Italian for bat. We looked it up, but so that game was super
fun. I don't know why
I
know that. I took 4 years of Spanish.
Yeah. It's the same thing. So I really, really enjoyed that game. It's sort of like a top-down Zelda style game, really fun. And then I didn't include these 2 games on my list because they haven't been out long enough for me to really sink my teeth into them. But Metroid Prime 4, I've played about an hour of them and enjoying it a lot so far. Have some slightly mixed feelings about things here and there, but for the most part, largely positive stuff. So when I finished that one, it very likely could have made the list, but haven't gotten too far into it. And then Marvel Cosmic Invasion is another side-scrolling beat-em-up game that looks super fun, and I haven't really had a chance to dig my teeth into yet, but again, I feel like that one probably pretty easily could have been on my list if I had more time with it. And then Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I really like the Hyrule Warriors games, and Age of Imprisonment is the best one so far, so that was a super fun game too that just came out about a month ago. So those are my honorable mentions. All good games, but couldn't quite make the top 5.
I want to
5 games, so I have no honorable mentions.
Yeah.
There you go. Honorable mentions. I haven't even grabbed my copy of Metroid Prime 4 out of the mailbox yet. I'm going to put it as an honorable
just sitting
mention.
in the mailbox.
It feels like you should go get your mail.
People steal things out of there, man. Like
no, it's locked. But
you got one of those mailboxes.
It's cold and it would take effort. Yeah. I'm gonna put it as an honorable mention anyway, because I saw the Rage Bait video titled "I Do Not Recommend Metroid Prime 4" by Skill Up. I want to tell Skill Up, you should grind down your Switch 2 into tiny glass and metal shards and shove it up your ass.
But how do you really feel, Shan? Yeah.
I just like the amount of like rage bait that's out there these days. Really, like that game is so fucking bad that you don't think anybody should play it. You think it's a 0 out of 10. You think that there's nothing fun to be had out of a Metroid game. like you think a 7 or 6 out of 10 isn't worth playing. Like, I'm sure I'm going to play it and I'm going to have a damn good time, even if it's not a 10 out of 10. Go to hell. Like, I hate the rage bait, like, incentive culture out there on YouTube or social media to just say the most outrageous thing for attention. And so, like, yeah, our channel will probably never get to have any attention because we don't throw rage bait out there, but like, that's why they're getting great numbers, because they're throwing rage bait. And it's like, I can't handle this. Like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
You don't recommend it? Go to hell.
I do think
for my yeah, go on.
I was gonna say I do think that we should do like just a one-off episode for Metroid Prime 4, because I do have some thoughts about it, and I am largely very much enjoying. And I know the rage bait thing. I don't want to talk about it now because I think we could discuss it in an episode later. I know the thing that article is probably referencing, and I don't all the way agree. I think that it's getting way blown out of proportion. It's not as big a deal as everybody says it is. Like, it just take a breath. It's fine. Like, but I'm having a great time with it so far. Very positive experience for like 99% of it.
Whenever I see a post that's trying to tell me what to think or feel about something, I say, go to hell. And then I scroll past it. Because I don't want to feel manipulated on how to form my opinions before I've even tried something, which is what everybody's trying to do these days. And it actually, it detoxes me and allows me to be an independent thinker. Anyway, for my other call out, I want to do Buck in the Cursed Cartridge.
Oh yeah, tell us about your that situation there, Shan.
Yeah, so GameStop licensed out their name for this little indie developer, and so he probably had a complete.
Gosh, that's just
game.
A straight up handgun. Like,
yeah,
it's not a cartoon pistol at all. That's just a handgun.
So, in partnership with Mod Retro Chromatic, they made their own Game Boy with like a bespoke screen with exactly the right number of pixels and stuff. So it's beautiful backlit screen. And a GameStop license out their name. So this guy probably had made like a complete Game Boy game, and then GameStop licensed out Buck, and then he just did a sprite swap right at the very end is probably what happened, and then put a handgun on it.
You gotta have a handgun, yeah.
But
you could have just showed me that cover art and nothing else, and I'm sold.
Yeah. But you just run around like 5 or 6 worlds, and there are like 9 levels in each of them of gradual difficulty, and all you have to do is like kill all of the enemies in each world, and then that unlocks the door to escape the world, and then you just do that in all worlds until you kill the boss, until it unlocks the boss in that overall world, and then there's a final boss at the end of all of it. So it's just like a very simple gameplay mechanic, but it's very nice getting back to like the constraints of the Game Boy. And
so this could play on like a regular Game Boy, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be, oh man, I might have to pick it up. I got a Game Boy.
And
cool.
All of the Mod Retro games, very polished, very beautiful, but they come with charms. So you can hook them onto the back of the Mod Retro, and that it's a very beautiful thing.
That's adorable. Dang it, Shan. I'm spending hundreds of dollars on Amiibo, and now I got to buy one of these things, and you just...
Very, very expensive hobby. That's going to do it for us today. Please like, comment, subscribe. You can watch Eric's Indie Corners on Monday. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Outro. Bleepity doof, bleepity bloopity blow.